WLBT News starts now with breaking news.
And we begin in Raymond this morning, where an apartment fire has 38 people looking for a new place to live.
Jewel Hillary joins us live from the scene with more. Jewel, how's it looking out there now?
Joanne Wilson, we are at the scene of the Morningside Apartments, and actually the fire just resparked within the last few minutes. I would say about 15 minutes ago, we actually started to see some smoke and some ambers, and within the past few minutes, we saw some flames. They've died down a little, and I have called emergency officials, so hopefully they are on their way out here so that they can put out this fire, which has started again within the last couple of minutes. Now, initially, this fire here at Morningside Apartments, it started up about 8 o'clock on Thursday evening, and it has completely destroyed this one building here at the Morningside Apartments. 38 people displaced without a home this morning, and we know that the Red Cross and other emergency workers are helping to find homes for those individuals. But again, out here in Raymond at the Morningside Apartments on Clinton Raymond Road, where this fire has sparked up again on the second floor. Again, I did call emergency officials, so hopefully they will be out here on the scene within the next couple of minutes to put out this fire, which has resparked. We'll definitely keep you updated throughout the rest of the morning. Reporting live in Hinds County, I'm Jewel Hillary, 3 on your side.
All right, Jewel, it was a violent night in the Jackson area. Police have arrested a man for 2 separate homicides.
Officers responded to the Shell gas station on Watkins Drive and found a woman dead from a gunshot wound. Police arrested 22-year-old Zebulon James, and right now he's charged with 1 count of murder. In Ridgeland, Police Chief John Neal says James is also a suspect in a shooting in the Logan's Roadhouse parking lot in that city. Chief Neal says a Missouri woman was shot while she was walking from the Drury Inn to the restaurant.
When they observed a female who was walking from the Drury Inn over to Logan's to get something to eat, as she was walking to the restaurant, our suspect pulled up alongside of her in a vehicle, rolled down the window and discharged his firearm 1 time and shot her in the abdomen area.
It's a problem. It may be the #1 problem that's holding this city back. But while I find this to be discouraging, I find this to be disturbing, we will not be defeated by this.
Chief Neal says his department will release the name of the woman killed at Logan's restaurant later today. So far, Jackson police have not released the name of the victim at the gas station. Right now, the suspect, James, is being held in the Hinds County Jail. Also in the capital city, an investigation is underway this morning into 3 other shootings, and that's where the same man is considered a suspect. Now, according to spokeswoman Calinda Green, James is suspected of shooting inside a J-Tran bus on Watkins Drive just before 6 o'clock last night. Officials say James is also a suspect in the shooting into an occupied dwelling on Watkins Drive a short time later, and shooting into an occupied vehicle after that. James has not yet been charged in the Watkins Drive shooting. Also in the capital city, shootings just minutes apart from each other. The first around 10:30 last night at 110 Presto Lane. We're told a woman was grazed in the head. About 3 minutes later, a man was shot in the head at 518 Oak Street. Right now, we do not know the condition of these 2 victims, but we will continue to dig deeper and get you answers as soon as possible. And around 10:37 last night, another Jackson business was the center of an armed robbery. This happened at a gas station on Briarwood Drive. We know a man armed with a gun wearing a black hoodie and bandana robbed the store. Right now, police are still searching for him.
And now this 3 on your side exclusive. Right across the street from our station, we saw police processing this vehicle last night. We're still gathering information, but it appears the Infiniti SUV was hit by bullets. So far, police are not confirming if this is connected to the other shootings in Jackson last night. And now this follow-up. 2 armed men who shot and killed an employee at an O'Reilly Auto Parts store in Jackson are still on the run this morning. The victim, 36-year-old Broderick Smith, leaves behind a wife, 4 children, and 3 grandchildren. Police say men wearing masks came into the store on Wednesday demanding money. Police Chief Lee Vance says Smith was told to open the safe, and when he didn't know the combination, the men opened fire. Smith was struck multiple times and died at the scene. Investigators believe these same men are also responsible for robberies at the Texaco and AutoZone on Northside Drive earlier this month. In another WLBT exclusive, 1 person is still on the run this morning and 2 others behind bars after a pursuit from Ridgeland to Jackson. The Highway Patrol swarmed this vehicle on Interstate 220 just past Watkins Drive. We learned that a trooper on Lake Harbor and Highway 51 in Ridgeland saw a green Buick LeSabre hit another car. Well, that led to the pursuit, and when the driver lost control, all 3 people in the car jumped out and ran. We're told 2 people were taken into custody, but right now the third is still on the run. Troopers say the car was filled with merchandise that had been stolen from North Park Mall.
Well, I'm over here right now with Julia in the Weather Center, and so our temperatures are going to be pretty chilly this weekend. Our first frost maybe, right?
Yeah, there's the possibility for that. I think that what's going to happen though this weekend is that we're actually going to see that frost becoming a little bit more likely Sunday night into Monday morning. Originally thinking the temperatures were going to get cold enough on Saturday night into Sunday morning, but right now it's looking like that's going to hold on off until Sunday night. Now, when we look at first alert Doppler radar, you're not going to see any rain this morning. As for what's happening right now, we are in the 40s, a cool start to the morning compared to the temperatures that we've been getting used to so far this fall, but this is pretty seasonable. 47 in Jackson, 45 Forest, and 46 degrees in Prentice. I'm going to talk more about that potential for the first frost and freeze coming up right after the break.
This is WLBT First Alert Weather.
Time is 5:08. Glad you're with us here as we start your Friday morning. Good morning to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Julia Wyden, and we're checking out the big picture here. I want to show you what's going on. It's going to get pretty cold with temperatures in the low 30s Saturday night, Sunday night, and even again Monday night.
All right, Julie, we're prepared for that. For now, let's head outside for a live look at First Alert traffic.
This is I-55 at Briarwood Drive in Jackson, where it's all clear. We've checked with all our law enforcement sources, and they tell us there are no traffic tie-ups to slow you down on this Friday morning.
It is 5:11 and about 48 degrees in the capital city. Coming up, a daring rescue caught on camera as a kayaker falls out of his boat. And then later, some cancer survivors are still being treated even years after being deemed cancer-free. We'll have more on why and what kind of therapy they're undergoing.
Welcome back. It's 5:13, and as always, we have your weather first after every single commercial break here on WLBT. It's 47 degrees in Jackson, 45 in Natchez, 50 degrees right now in Macomb. Our area is generally in the 40s in the areas in the southeast. That's because we have high pressure building in. That's going to help to keep our temperatures seasonable. So during the day, what you need to know is that we're actually going to be pretty quiet today. We'll be around the mid 60s by lunchtime and in the upper 60s, even getting towards the low 70s this afternoon. All in all, really gorgeous day. The winds on the light side coming out of the north at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm going to hone in a little bit more on your morning commute. I'll let you know exactly what to expect during your drive into school or work. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
170 people have been taken hostage this morning in Mali, and the gunmen are shouting, "God is great" in Arabic. Let's get straight to Cheryl Lassiter in the Alert Center to find out what's going on. Cheryl.
Well, Joy, this is a U.S.-owned Radisson hotel with some Americans working there. What you're seeing here is a few early still shots from the scene. The breakdown is 140 guests and 30 employees taken hostage. We're also hearing in the Alert Center that 2 citizens of Mali and a French citizen have died in this attack. Mali is in northwestern Africa. A heightened security alert for Westerners went out for that part of Mali in August, or that part of Mali, that's right. And we're waiting to get more information on this developing story. That's the latest from the Alert Center.
All right, Cheryl, thanks. The president has promised to veto a House bill that effectively blocks Syrian refugees from coming into the U.S. It got strong support in the House, and it now heads to the Senate. Andrew
Spencer has more on the ongoing controversy surrounding the refugee crisis.
For 3 on Your Side, I'm Andrew Spencer.
All right, so stop what you're doing and take a look at your screen. A daring rescue captured on camera as a racing kayaker falls out of his boat and into the rushing water. In the video, you can see the kayaker fall as he hits the fierce rapids of North Carolina's Green River. Then a volunteer rescuer leaps into the water, vaults over the kayak, and grabs onto that helpless boater. Another volunteer then pulls the pair onto the bank to safety. The kayaker suffered a broken tailbone and he fractured 2 vertebrae, but doctors say he should be able to get back in the boat, and if he wants to, in about 8 weeks. Check this out. This 800-pound, 12-foot alligator just resting at hole 17 at a golf course in Richmond, Texas. 2 people from the Gator squad were called to try and remove Chubby from his hangout spot, but as you can imagine, the task was not easy, and golfers stopped to witness all this action. Chubby was eventually pulled out and will now spend the rest of his days on a gator farm. with no golf balls in his way.
Or anything else to bother him. Yeah. 5:17 is your time right now. 48 degrees outside.
Still to come, most people use Uber to catch a ride, but in some cities, people are using it to manage their health.